Are you so tired of eating and then feeling so much guilt afterwards? Do you indulge or have an episode of binge eating and then find immediately afterwards that you just feel riddled with shame and guilt and anxiety, and then you have this idea that you gotta go work it off and backtrack and do some crazy exercises to just get rid of it, or you just feel so stuck in that guilt and shame spiral that it just makes you feel awful? Well, I so know how you feel and you're so in the right place. In this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to overcome that feeling of guilt and shame after you overeat or binge eat or eat something that you feel like you shouldn't have, so that you can actually allow yourself to feel some acceptance, some freedom from that pattern, and really come back to just feeling love and acceptance for yourself as a whole. For the best tips and tools on how to step into body confidence and overcome emotional eating and really experience a confidence breakthrough, subscribe to my channel where you will be notified every Thursday when I post a new video. Okay, so first things first, if you have just had a binge eating episode, you've eaten something you felt like you shouldn't have, or you're in that state, I want you to right now pause and ask yourself, how much guilt do I feel on a scale of 1 to 10? And I want you to write that down. And if you feel shame, maybe you want to actually take inventory of the shame as well and write that down on a scale of 1 to 10. How much shame and guilt do you feel? And get separate measures for both of them. And then just tune into your body and notice where you're feeling that energy in your body. When we feel emotions, we tend to hold them in different places of our body. And the beauty of doing this exercise is that when we can clear this emotion of shame and guilt, which are two of the lowest vibrational frequency emotions, we actually give ourselves so much healing, because feeling those emotions are very heavy. They have a lot of negative impacts on the body, including things like weight gain. So this is a really powerful exercise to support you in coming back to that place of acceptance and giving your body the healing that you really deserve. Because you should be able to eat freely without having these stresses. And I know what it's like. It's a terrible feeling when you do this and then you're stuck afterwards feeling so shitty about yourself. Okay, so once you've gotten those numbers, you're gonna tap where I tap and repeat after me. And this is a technique I use in all my videos. This is EFT tapping. So you're just gonna tap on the points that feel accessible for you. If any of them don't, then you're just gonna leave those ones out and come back to the ones that do. So tap where I tap and repeat after me. Even though I'm feeling all of this guilt for eating this food, I'm willing to try and forgive myself. Even though I'm feeling all of this overwhelming guilt, and I feel all that guilt in my body, I'm willing to release that guilt. Even though I'm feeling so guilty for eating and overeating, I love and accept myself anyways. Feeling all this guilt, this overwhelming feeling of guilt. Why did I do that? Why did I eat that specific food? Why did I eat so much of it? Feeling so guilty. These are the thoughts that are running through my mind. All this guilt that I'm holding. Feeling so guilty. Putting all this pressure on myself. Now I feel like I have to punish myself to undo the damage I've done. All this guilt I'm feeling, it's really weighing me down. Feeling so guilty about overeating and eating those foods. Choosing to release some of this guilt. Okay, so just take a nice clearing breath and just notice on a scale of 1 to 10, how strong is that guilt now? And just give it a little measure and notice if the energy of where the guilt is sitting has actually moved in your body. And we're gonna go into our second round and try to create a little bit more shift and movement for you around this guilt. So tapping where I tap and repeat after me, even though I'm still holding on to all this guilt. And there's a part of me that's really hard on myself. I'm really trying to love and accept that part of me anyways. Even though I feel all this guilt, and there's a part of me that's really hanging on to this guilt for overeating, I'm willing to love and accept that part of me anyways. Even though I'm still carrying all this guilt in my body and shame from overeating, and part of me wants to punish myself, I love and accept that part of me anyways. Still feeling this guilt, carrying so much guilt in my body, which I know isn't helpful for me. I ate that food, and now I feel so guilty, and now I'm holding all those painful emotions in my body. All this guilt. I wish I could just let some of it go. I wonder if it would be possible for me to offer some forgiveness to myself. I wonder what would happen if instead of feeling all this guilt and shame, I'm feeling like I need to punish myself. I just offered a little bit of forgiveness and compassion to that part of me that felt I needed to eat that. What if I could offer that part of me that overate a little bit of forgiveness and compassion? Choosing to release this guilt, choosing to release this shame, and choosing to realign with forgiveness and compassion, which is what I truly deserve. I wonder what would look different instead of getting stuck in guilt and shame, if I just forgave myself and moved forward. I wonder how my body would respond differently if I just offered myself a little forgiveness and kindness. Choosing to release this guilt and shame and realign with forgiveness and compassion. Just take a nice, easy breath. Checking in now. How strong is that feeling of guilt on a scale of 1 to 10? And how about that feeling of shame? And just notice how strong is your feeling of compassion towards yourself and forgiveness on a scale of 1 to 10. Because as we decrease this guilt and shame, we actually open up the ability to transfer into a feeling of more acceptance, compassion, and just notice what becomes possible for you if instead of feeling riddled with shame and shackled to this guilt and shame, you can actually open up and step into a little bit more forgiveness and compassion. What becomes possible for you? There's so much more energy behind compassion and forgiveness than there is with guilt and shame. We almost feel like locked down. So choosing to release some of that really allows us to have so much more energy available to us for positive action and change. So I'd love for you to share in the comments below how you're feeling now about that guilt and shame, and I'm hoping to hear that you've shifted into some forgiveness and compassion for yourself, because that is what you truly deserve. And if you feel next time, preemptively, if you feel like you are getting compelled to eat or overeat or have those cravings, try one of the videos that I've linked below for that, so that you can actually start to support yourself and your body with what your body really needs instead of that food, because there's always an emotional response behind our craving. There's a reason why part of us is eating. There's a need that's unmet that is going into food. And so by tapping on these videos, you'll actually prevent yourself from doing that altogether. So I really hope that you try those out and let me know how it goes. And if you haven't already downloaded my free training to overcome your inner critic, this is a beautiful training, 3-part video series to really help you, work with that part of you that consistently wants to knock you down, so that you can actually experience and live into the confidence that you truly deserve. And I am hosting my Brazen Body Confidence workshop on August 24th. I would absolutely love to see you there. If you are struggling with emotional eating, if you're struggling with body confidence, if you are struggling with patterns that have chained you down for years, you've spent thousands of dollars on workouts, diet programs, exercises, doctors, you name it, and you're not seeing the results that you want in your body confidence, with your eating patterns, with your weight loss, this is for you. It is only $99 and it is valued at over $500, and it is a 3-hour workshop that will truly support you in a complete confidence breakthrough. So I would love to see you there. The link is below, and I can't wait to see you next week. Please share more of what you would like to see on this channel, because this was a video request from one of my beautiful subscribers, and so I'd love to support you and share more resources with you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. So grateful that you're here. Love you all. Bye.